Now back to more with GTO. Good old boys.
Hey guys, we're back here talking with Brad and Haley. And Brad works with Ducket Fishing, and he has somewhat conquered this so-called forward-facing sonar. That's all I've heard of here lately. And everybody that goes out there either lying or they're good at it. They say, and they're catching these big sacks off this forward-facing sonar.
Yeah.
Brad, tell everybody out there that don't know what it is, what is it?
Well, it's pretty crazy technology. If you don't know what it is, the first time you saw it, you wouldn't believe it. But it's sonar that allows you to see fish moving, swimming, see your bait go to fish in real live time. You can see structure, and you can tell a stump from a boulder. You can tell, the detail's impressive. The bottom line is you can see fish swimming, and you can watch your bait fall to them. That's
Wow.
really the deal.
Do you get to see the fish take the bait?
You get to see the fish come to the bait, and you don't really. It's not detailed enough to see them actually bite it, but you see them merge with your bait, and you feel them bite, and you can catch them that way. It's really incredible. It's
Well, what
something
kind
else.
of rod do you use?
Ooh, that depends on the technique.
Okay.
I hear there's a lot of rumors out there that you put forward-facing sonar on your boat and you just start catching fish, and I think we both know that's not totally true, right?
Well, hell, I'm asking you. I ain't never done it.
But there's a lot of techniques. I will tell you, I spend most of my time with a spinning rod in my hand when I'm fishing with forward-facing sonar.
Does anybody throw a bait caster?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I mean, a jerk bait's a really good bait for forward-facing sonar. A lot of times thrown on a bait caster. Alabama rig's a good one. Glide bait. So there's a lot of bait caster fishing in there, but I think right now where the trend is going is it's moving more towards finesse spinning tackle.
Okay, so you're talking about a quarter-ounce jig,
Yeah.
3/16?
3/16, quarter, 3/8, depending on how bad the wind is or how deep the fish are or how they're acting. Most of the time, just a
Okay.
jig head with a
What
with a
size
minnow
hook?
on it. Usually a 3/0 hook, depending on the minnow bait. A smaller bait, a 3.5-inch bait, probably
Okay.
2/0. And
You talking something like a soft jerk bait?
yep, like a soft jerk bait. It's that simple. Yeah, just
Fluke?
A fluke would be a good one. There's so many out there now. There's so
Right.
many popular ones out there. See a lot of these JDM market baits making their way over here. People are using, as well as, of course, Zoom makes a fluke. Z-Man makes a little stretchy fluke style bait, and there's going to be a lot of really cool baits that aren't necessarily designed for fluke fishing, like a lot of the baits we're using now,
Yes,
but
sir.
are more designed for this jig head minnow technique that are coming down the pipe. So
Okay.
there'll probably be some better offerings on the market this year. Maybe not. I say better, but more specific to forward-facing sonar offerings on the market this
All
year.
right. Little question here. Mm-hmm. Ducket fishing got any under the cover?
Yeah, we do. We got
you heard it
something
first
coming.
right here.
We've got something really cool coming. We just released our reveal jerk bait, which is a phenomenal forward-facing sonar jerk bait. Mostly because the bait's not designed to suspend like a regular jerk
Right.
bait, but it's designed to sink quickly, and it has an enticing action on the fall. So it's designed to get to suspended fish quickly or deep fish quickly, because a lot of the times those fish you're seeing are swimming. So you got to have something that gets to them quick before you lose them, or they go too deep. They go to the bottom and they become hard to see, or you lose them in bait. You've got to have something to get to them quickly. So that bait's designed to get to them quickly and force them to react. And then we're working on something that's going to be a little more on the finesse side of things.
Okay,
coming
doke.
out.
So y'all got a lot of things in the barrel of cooking, don't you?
Yeah, and I think like most tackle manufacturers out there today, our focus is on forward-facing sonar. We believe,
Right.
We believe that that's where the industry's going, especially on the competitive tournament side, which is where most of our market as a brand is.
Right.
So that's the direction we want to go, and we feel like we've got awesome pros and awesome owner and people in the building who know a little bit about it and
Right.
can develop something cool. So that's
Well, that sounds good.
That's where we're going.
Now, I've heard a lot about tungsten heads versus lead heads.
Yeah.
Explain the difference.
Well, tungsten, the great thing about a tungsten head is the fact that it's smaller diameter, so you can use a lighter weight and it'll sink a little bit faster. Also, a lot of folks will say that you can see it a little bit better on your sonar, maybe
Because it's more dense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I haven't proven that or anything, and
Right.
I personally haven't noticed a giant difference, but I know that a lot of people prefer it.
Okay. What do you prefer?
I use a little bit of everything. I
do you?
do. I use tungsten. Right now, Queen Tackle makes a great head I've been using.
They're coming in.
Yep.
We're waiting on them to be here any day.
Yep, and I think I've seen them out there. You probably sell out of them pretty quickly.
We've got some crappie heads from Queen Tackle. That's tungsten crappie heads, 32nd and 16th.
Yeah, and they make really high quality tungsten tackle. I mean,
they have been
keepers,
fabulous
good hooks.
folks to talk with,
and awesome folks. KJ's on the Elite Series. Actually, had the pleasure of being KJ's college fishing partner my freshman year when he was a senior.
Really?
So I got to learn a lot from him. He's a phenomenal angler, and they do a really nice job with that bait company. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, do you ever take your young lady
Fishing?
Yes.
Oh, we go fishing. She reads books, but
Tell us about one of your fishing trips, Haley.
So I don't really fish. I don't know much about fishing. That's a whole nother language that I have to learn, which will take time for me. But when I do try to fish, Brad has a very competitive side that's very intense. And so he doesn't have patience for me. So he gets frustrated with me. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to read a book.
So you go back to reading your book.
Yep.
Well, that sounds good. That's great. Does he ever interrupt you? Get the net.
Oh, yes, the net. I'll get the net sometimes. Usually I just read a book.
Okay. You do what you do best, right?
Right. Yeah, I just leave him alone. And if it gets too hot, I'll just go swim for a second.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Sounds like you got it made.
And I do mine, and I just mind my own business.
That sounds great. That way you get along good, don't you?
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll tell you a funny story. We fished one little evening tournament together, and after the tournament, she's like, "Yeah, I like going fishing, and I like fishing with you, just not tournaments."
Okay. That was a sweet way of saying, don't take me in another tournament.
No, yeah, exactly.
You're too competitive for me,
Now, you mentioned KJ Queen when you fished in college.
That's right.
How was college fishing to you?
It was awesome. I knew that I wanted to fish in college, and I knew I wanted to. I grew up in upstate New York, and I've always loved to fish. I always fished as many tournaments as possible, but there's not a fishing culture there like there is here, among other things. And I knew I wanted to move to the Southeast and compete at the college level, and then maybe a higher level later on, or do something in the fishing industry. So I was blessed with a scholarship to go to Bethel University and fish, and it was a lot of fun. I learned more in 4 years of college fishing than I learned my whole life before about fishing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it means a whole lot to jump into college.
Absolutely.
So tell them guys out there that's fishing in college how important it is now, and how to keep their nose to the grindstone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super important to go, if you want to compete at a high level in fishing, college fishing gives you an opportunity to go compete in 250 boat fields, really great competition. The big thing too is getting to see all the different lakes around the country that a lot of the tours go to. So you'll get experience on most of the major tournament fisheries, and you never know, you may get to learn about fishing from some of the best there are. I mean, I was really blessed. I had, KJ Queen, John Garrett, Cody Huff, Cole Floyd, all those guys were upperclassmen when I was there. So I got to learn from guys like that. And at the rate professional fishing is going, most of these pro anglers are coming out of the college ranks. So
yes, they are.
It's super competitive field in college, and a great opportunity to learn.
Great. You said that in a very, very great way.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is fix and go to another break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you about sponsorships, how young men need to approach ducket fishing for sponsors. You can do it the wrong way, and you can do it the right way.
Absolutely.
We want to see them do it the right way so they can get started off
I think
right.
you can appreciate that too, right?
Well, I'm not going to say, but that's it. So, guys, y'all come back to listen to the sponsorship.
GTO Good Old Boys after this.
Welcome to Waterfront Bay Cabin Rentals, located at 6989 Scottsboro Highway, right outside of Waterfront. You have a beautiful view of the wonderful Lake Gunnersville. We have 2 rentals for you to choose from. You have our cabins, which is your bigger option. They have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, full living room, full dining room, and a full kitchen. Those come with 2 covered carports with power for boat hookup. Our second option is our cottages, which are like a little hotel room. They have 2 queen-size beds, one bathroom, and a little kitchenette that consists of a microwave, a coffee pot, and a mini fridge. These come with one covered carport for your boat hookup. Give us a call at 256-444-5017 with any questions and to see about availability. Thank you.
Now back to more with GTO. Good old boys.
Hey guys, we're back again, and here's Brad and Haley back, and they're just a grinning like a little possum. So what we got going is, Brad, a lot of people come around and they want sponsorship.
That's
they
right.
want to fish, and I can understand that because it's expensive. And you got cash sponsorships, and then you got product sponsorships.
That's correct. Yep.
So everybody and their brother wants to be able to claim, Ducket Fishing sponsors me.
Right.
And everybody that claims that, it's really explain what that is, the difference between the cash and the product.
Yeah. So, we, as a manufacturer in the space, we get approached about sponsorship constantly. From great anglers, from upstart anglers, pro anglers, low-level anglers, the whole nine, right? And at the end of the day, what a company's looking for is somebody who will bring value, and at the end of the day, grow sales. Right? That's the whole goal of having promotional people on your team, people that are going to help you teach people about your products, talk about how great your products are. Help you get distribution, help you become more available, and that's what manufacturers are looking for at the end of the day. And most manufacturers, they've got different levels of pro staff. You have a basic. First level pro staff is typically a regional pro staff, and a lot of times that's a product discount, things like that. And then next level would be a free product sponsorship, and most of the time those free product sponsorships are with pro anglers, professional anglers who are using your product in front of a camera, in front of a wide audience, and can be really influential to viewers about how great your products are, what your products are, what rod is good for this use, what bait is good for this use, and then of course you have anglers who get paid by manufacturers to be an ambassador, to be a sponsored angler, right? And those are your highest level anglers. That's the highest level sponsorship. If you have a manufacturer in this space paying you cash, they think a lot of you, and they think you bring a lot of value to them.
Right. Now social media is real big,
absolutely.
and do y'all look at social media and the
100%.
following the person has as they come to you?
Yeah, 100%. I don't look at our pro staff application every day, but I do know that there are things we ask for is your TikTok handle, your Instagram handle, your Facebook handle. And we go and we look at how many followers you have, what your engagement level is, likes, comments, things like that. Because at the end of the day, the more people that are liking and engaging in your posts, the more eyes are on your post and our products, right? So that's super important. Social media isn't a be-all, end-all, though, I don't think. What's really neat about our industry is there's a lot of grassroots influence, right? So the local hammer in a small town or a small fishery, that person right there, that's an influential guy because he's winning every other weekend. And people want to be doing what he's doing. So
even though it's just on one lake.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Gunnersville. Who don't want to come to Gunnersville?
Absolutely, yeah. If the best fisherman on Lake Gunnersville, the hottest angler on Lake Gunnersville is fishing with your products, people are probably going to pay attention and try to find out what they're using. You know how fishing is, right?
Right, exactly.
If they're using your rods or they're using your bait and they're winning a lot, people are going to pay attention to that and they're going to go check those products out. So, I think our space has kind of forgot about that grassroots level of pro staff a little bit, but it's because you can reach so many people on social media.
Right,
and
social media is a lot
going.
Right,
There are multiple pieces to it for sure,
and everybody's got a dose of it. It ain't like just certain ones could wrap the boat or certain ones could do this or now everybody's got a route.
Right,
and I'm nobody and I got a route.
Right.
I'm tickled to death. It took me 64 years to get a Toyota and a route.
That's right. Well, you did.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, maybe it won't take these young folks that long to get what they need.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, how long do you think it would take a young person to determine I can do it or, I might want to think of putting in an application at the post office?
And going to get a real job. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
But it depends on the person. I think I think everybody has a little bit different appetite for risk. At the end of the day,
Right.
do you want to risk everything and go chase your dream, or do you want to guarantee a solid living and go to work? It really depends. You see anglers break into the pro ranks. I mean, Jacob Wheeler, the top
Right.
angler in the world, is a great ambassador for us and our brand, and helps us with designing rods and things like that. I think he was, don't quote me on this. I don't know if this is true, exactly true or not, but I think he was 19 or 20 when he won the All-American and then the Forrest Wood Cup.
Really?
Yeah. So somebody like him, I mean, he knew right away, if you're winning money and paying for your fishing addiction and making money tournament fishing at a young age, you can probably do it. Right.
Right.
But there are a lot of guys who break in later in life. They get comfortable. They know they can afford to try, or they're in a position to try, and they make it too because they've got lots of years of experience and skill. So
Right.
it depends. One thing I will say is I think a lot of anglers they go for the sponsorship before they go for winning fishing tournaments. And there's a lot of anglers out there who may not be the top tournament anglers, but are very influential for a brand. But there are a lot of tournament anglers who want to go get the sponsor dollars first, and then they want to win tournaments. But
That's kind of backwards, isn't it?
I think it's backwards. I think if you want to be a professional tournament angler, I think you got to focus on having the ability to perform and compete before you go chasing sponsors. Because I'll tell you what, if you've got it, the sponsors will come.
Well, let me tell you, another thing is your attitude toward it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think if you've got a good attitude, a positive attitude, people's going to react to that a lot better than they are somebody that, I'm the best.
Yeah, that's right.
Or,
That's
or
right.
things like
Yeah.
that. And it takes all types of folks to make the world go round.
Yeah.
But always try to go your humble side.
That's right.
What can I do for you? Come to me and say, what can I do for you? And if you come ask me, I'd probably say, I don't know. I ain't never been asked that. So,
Yeah, good point.
hey, it's a time to make a change, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all want to do it. Y'all are out there. Y'all are really not fishing against nobody but the fish.
That's it.
Is what
That's
you're
right.
doing.
That's right.
And so, for you to go out there and get active on social media and be a positive person, I think goes a long way.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. And something too is when if you're a young angler or a new angler who maybe's not quite that accomplished yet, or just getting into competitive tournament fishing, it's important to build relationships with those sponsors that take a chance on you, even if it's with a product discount. They believe in you. They see some value in you.
Right.
Because a product discount is worth something. I think people forget that a
Right.
product discount is worth something. And if they give you that opportunity, build a relationship with that sponsor. And
That's
as
it.
you grow in your career, that sponsorship will most likely grow. So
right.
loyalty is a big piece too. Yeah.
Guys, you've heard it from one of the best right here, Mr. Brad Abelman, marrying one of the best.
That's right.
Right? Miss
right.
Haley
Right.
Hargrove.
She's
that
the best.
sounds great. Exactly. I was going to take the words out of your mouth.
Yep, that's right.
Guys, we want to thank Brad. Appreciate
sir.
it so much for y'all coming
Absolutely.
in. Haley, thanks for coming and sitting down with
Yeah,
us.
thank you for having me.
And I want to tell you to be the first one to say I think y'all are going to be married 78 years. Y'all can do the math.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Okay? I won't never see it. But when y'all get y'all 78th wedding anniversary, you heard it at Gunnersville Tackling
That's right.
Outdoors at Waterfront on the good old boys. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Next Tuesday, we'll have another one, 6:30. Please tune in, and hope you have a great week. Thanks a lot, guys.